All right, everyone. My commentary for this video is so bad that I am getting rid of the audio completely and just talking. So I think that'll be a lot easier. So this run was super fun. This is for the TCC challenge. TCC podcast banned out a bunch of characters that were probably the most popular to try and challenge the members of the community to come up with new team comps. So I came up with three three supports: Serah, Y'shtola, and Rem. The fun thing about them is HP plus ping ponging. Basically, all three of them have 50% battery to the rest of the party whenever they HP plus. Serah and Y'shtola both have brave gains that overflow. So theirs is much better than Rem's, but all three do it. And so this lets them completely ignore basically boss mechanics. You'll notice they're dealing like 48k, 45k. Those are totally reasonable abilities. This team had to absolutely be min-maxed. I reset probably 4 or 5 times in order to get this run to even work. So they HP plus most of the time, which is super fun. I really enjoyed it because I've never actually run a team like this before of three supports that also notably all three of them control bosses really well. So Rem has her turn manipulation, which is fantastic. Her EX shaves really well, which pairs really nicely with 2 other supports. Definitely needed shaving for parts of this run. Y'shtola delays. She also batteries. She has her on-demand heal. I want to say that I didn't even medica at all in this entire run. It's actively not needed. I might be wrong. We'll see. And Serah has her just amazing debuffs. It helps control throughout the entire second wave. It controls their nonstop HP attacks and means that their HP attacks are basically around 2 or 3k damage, which is totally fine. Actually, the HP poison effect that they drop on you is way worse. That's way more annoying because it just drains at you for 5 turns each. Rem and Serah both have 100% EXs, which is awesome. That is definitely what helped the damage. And shout out to Ddrox, I think 13. His Lon and Rain, there's no way this team can do this chaos without Lon and Rain. This entire team is completely about min-maxing damage and getting, as much damage as you possibly can get out of this team. You have to do it. Yeah, you can just totally see how much I'm HP plussing throughout this, which is it's just fun. So yeah, here I even think I just swap because it's free, and use a wound. I did need to reset, like I said. So I sped this video up 2x just to make it a little easier to digest. There were so many times where I did not know what I wanted to do. The commentary was really shaky throughout it, which is why I'm sorry. It's just my voice and there's no music. I also couldn't get my iPhone to download a song. I have an FF13 song as an MP3 on my computer, and I have no way of using Video Shop, or not even Video Shop, but I can't get Video Shop to add it, which is what I use for editing on my iPhone. And I also couldn't get it imported into iTunes. But yeah, so this team, I try my best to keep C65s up. Serah's raises her attack and the overflow for the party. That is specifically relevant for when Rem and Serah are using their EXs or when Lon and Rain is out. Lon and Rain has to be used absolutely perfectly. You get to see how ridiculously close this entire thing is. So yeah, I just turned on Y'shtola's, and really the reason that I have to speed this up and just do commentary is that there's a lot of looking at where the what the bosses are going to do, who they're targeting, that you constantly have to compare sort of what their next move is and also what your characters are at. So basically right now, the bears will never, they won't HP attack if they're at 0 brave or broken when they are not aflamed. When they are aflamed, then they will nonstop HP attack. And so right here at this point, I know that I'm totally safe with just keeping the team really, really low. At 80% health, they're gonna flame up. And then they do their HP attack. So it's just a lot of managing their heals. I want to say that I did not use Cure the entire run. I may have cured Rem once toward the end, and that's it. I never used it because it just wastes a turn. The team is so tight to get turn count and deal enough damage. Literally, every time I did this run, I for sure successfully cleared it. But one time I didn't have enough. I had taken too much damage. Another time I was like 1 turn over turn count. Another time I had a sliver of Serah's EX in order to charge to kill both together. And so this is completely a game of figuring out. Serah's wound is the primary way to shave both of them. And so I do try to save it for when both are unbroken to make sure that I'm maximizing the value of wound. Y'shtola Stone is really only good after she uses her EX. The big trouble that happens with this, and I definitely should have, I think if I was going to redo this completely, I would not use any stones in the first wave at all. Like I would just keep her EX maxed and let Rem's max brave buff carry Y'shtola. I would not even use any stones in the first wave just because they're really only good after your EX. And if you need to actively charge your EX, using Medica is just a complete waste of a turn on this team. There's so much battery. One of them is constantly at max brave, another one is middle, and the third one is at 0 because they just dumped. So there's just constant batterying. So yeah, they're going to start dumping HP damage on the team now. You'll see like she's dealing 40 plus K with her HP plus that overflows, and it overflows the same as Stone. So you really only need to use Stone when you actively need to delay them. And Serah's poison does so much work that like literally I'm just ignoring everything that they're doing. Like I stoned this guy, but it doesn't really matter. Like I'm leaving A completely fine. Serah drains like 9K from their brave, so they're dealing pretty minimal amounts of HP damage. These huge brave gains is when wound, Serah's EX, and Rem's EX does a lot of work. Y'shtola helps with delaying, which is probably what I'm going to do here. I would assume, checking to see if she's stealing a turn. This team, notably so, is so bumps max brave and attacks so high for the rest of the team that Y'shtola, if she gets back-to-back turns, her Stone Plus turns off. Because from 0 max brave, her regen is not enough to actually get over her max brave. It's pretty nuts how much the buffs are on this team. So here it makes total sense to Stone, especially after EX. That's the best time to Stone. You don't need to battery the party at all. And these guys are both in pretty safe ranges of brave that they won't deal much damage at all, which is totally good. I I think it's around turn 80 or so. I'm glad I sped this up 2x. I really do play this real slow. There's a lot of strategy that I used, or I was just really slow to do this, just to make sure that I'm eking out every little bit of damage. So yeah, the EXs being 100% are what helps this run a lot, and then the amount of damage that Lun and Rain do is absolutely critical. Don't really care about breaks because there will always be one person that doesn't get broken. Usually, like that was a great shave. Usually only one will get broken, so it's not too bad. Y'shtola is the one that's getting swapped. That's why I'm being aggressive with her Brave plus her C65. Just makes a lot more sense. Rem, I'll always use the free swap, basically just to give the bosses fewer turns, and also to keep Serah and Y'shtola's Max Brave high. That's since the team is constantly batterying themselves, the highest their M Brave can be, that's most important. And that's the reason why I never cure. Cure doesn't have Max Brave. Her cure buff, Devoted Heart, on Rem, it does not have a Max Brave component. It's just attack and HP regen. And while HP regen would be useful at certain parts, it's really not that relevant. Y'shtola is on-demand healing when needed, and Rem's EX heals as well. So two pretty good things. People that follow me on Discord that know my pain of chasing for Rosa's EX. I really wanted Rosa's Sphere for Serah so that Serah could also heal. So I am going to have to give Serah Porum's Sphere, I think. But I really wanted to give that to Realm so that Realm could heal. So I don't know. We'll see. We might get like a spring banner might bring back Rosa. Rosa was on the Phoenix Cave banners with Selfie's EX Plus and Noctis's EX Plus. We know we're not getting that. So I feel like it's likely that they'll repeat some of the same EX Pluses that they reran in Japan. So I might look at getting Rosa, even if she's outdated. That is how much I feel like those two spheres specifically are really, really nice. We'll call them jewelry for my favorite two characters that have C spheres in their slots. So you can see I still haven't used Cure. It's not gonna happen. Lots of tank decisioning on who to swap to, how much Max Brave they're gonna get, and whether it makes sense for them to HP plus, and whoever's being targeted, whether they're gonna have enough battery to get by. Yeah, this is just the weirdest run. I pay attention to their Brave sometimes, like when they do their big Brave game. Then I definitely care. But otherwise, there's just so much. This team can basically ignore the boss mechanics. You can throw them on any boss, and they will probably perform similarly if you have enough damage per turn. That's the key here, is making sure that you get enough damage. And you can see when I eventually do swap. I actually think I'm going to swap here. This seems like the right turn. Rem and Serah, yep, both have it. So using their EX normally, you don't want to summon here. There's no, again, like super min-maxing, but using their EX, you get 87k AoE. That's great. It's overflowing a lot with Serah, and Rem's Max Brave buff aura off her C65 is useful. And here, I think, because Rem is stealing the turn, I can swap to Serah because I want Serah to... I can't have her Moonlight in summon. She'll steal a turn. So I need to Moonlight now. I don't need to give the twins max brave up really, or attack up. They don't need it. Yeah, it's more just for making sure that Serah's EX was charged. So now the twins can go. This only deals quad 9s if Rem swaps to twins, gives them the 80% buff, and Serah and Rem has her C65 active. They both have to be true to hit quad 9s. If Rem's buff is aura off her C65 is not up, it won't work. So this was just awesome. Rem gets turn rate off of Siphon Delta. So she deals 87k. Twins get to use Blizzard and Water again. Remember these skills don't overflow. So you need Serah to have her C65 up in order to get 9s. And then Rem can swap to twins. And so twins literally deal nearly 500,000 damage AoE, which is amazing. I knew that this run was really good as I got through that run with the twins, just because there's no way you can get more damage out of them. And I throw Serah's overflow back up because I want it for the last turn of the twins. And their EX overflows. So that's why I get up to 99k on this. So that's why I didn't EX in the summon. The Blizzard and Water was already going to deal 99k. So that worked really, really nicely. The important thing is to make sure that Rem doesn't get stuck like doing useless HP pluses. That's why I'm looking at what to do here specifically, figuring out they're going to be doing AoE attacks. I unfortunately used Y'shtola's EX before she got swapped, so her EX is not charged at all. And I think that is what is going to force me into a Medica. And so I'm considering using Rem's C65 here basically to battery herself so that she can use HP plus, because her Siphon Delta is going to be charged after her next turn, regardless of what she does. It's almost charged. And so that's why I'm sort of in the tank looking at this so much. I end up I do swap just to make sure that she has her EX up, and I wanted to save the C65 for when damage gets really hard to come by. So here I immediately stone because I have to get Y'shtola's EX charge. They're going to be dealing HP damage now to the party. And while that's not too much of a problem, I can't have anyone die, and I really don't want to waste a turn if I can help it curing. So Rem dealing a good amount of damage with Serah's overflow there, which is great. Definitely a lackluster HP plus if you're HP plussing for less than 30 with this team. It's only going to happen when Y'shtola stones and Rem uses her EX. That's the only time that the team's max brave is low. So definitely going to use a free swap here. Obviously I've got the launch up. So this is a nice launch if I wanted to HP plus, but I also, again, HP plussing with Rem here, even if I lost the launch, it's much better to swap because I need to charge her EX again. If I have to use Cure to charge her EX, I'm missing out on damage per turn. And so that is absolutely no good. This ends up being a really nice launch. Basically now B is really close to dead. And it's not like the team has any Brave plus HP attacks left. I think Serah has a wound. This is like the ideal place to use her C65, give the max Brave buff, battery the party just a little bit. I do use my last swap on Serah so that she can use wound. The damage here is for sure maximized, getting 60k out of the ability. I am going to target A, try and get A caught up. And so, yeah, I need to get Y'shtola's EX charged, which is the only Medica of the run, and it is literally just for the reason of charging her EX. Things are going to get dicey, and I was looking at Serah's, basically who they're targeting and making sure they're not targeting the same person. So Rem's going to shave most of this. They are all the way at the end. I haven't moonlit, so Rem lost Serah's attack, 60% of her attack. So it's literally just off of the debuffs that this is running. Maintaining break order. B really is practically dead now. A still has a pretty good chunk left, and yeah, Y'shtola's EX is going to be ready. My heart is literally pounding super fast at this moment. So trying to think of what to do. This is where, by the way, I think if I do any cure, it is right here. Would be the time to do it. Basically weighing 27k damage. This is crazy that this is sped up 2x and it's this slow. Yeah, but basically weighing the cure option. They are targeting, one of them is targeting Y'shtola, and that is problematic. Rem has plenty of health. I'm not worried about her. But if basically A is going to go first and he's going to bump, yeah. So I decided to cure Rem just to cure the entire team and keep everyone healthy and safe. Sarah's completely burned out, so she is on HP plus duty the rest. It is nice that she has a Brave gain. I wish that any of these supports had a Brave hit in their HP plus. It would have made this run a lot easier. Like Brave gain into a Brave hit, but yeah, no worries. Oh my god, I was so so ridiculous that her HP plus isn't, or that her EX is not charged yet, despite an HP plus and two other characters taking a turn. So battery herself, just to make sure, because she is gonna HP plus here. She has to HP plus, and then we're gonna rely on the poison to take care. And again, they're just Brave attacking, right? The fire is gone, so we're not in danger of we're not at all in danger of dying here, as long as as long as Sarah's poison drains them. And yeah, no worries on all attacks. They don't have an all attack that does damage, that does HP damage, when they're not enraged. When they're enraged, they do. So here, finally got Y'shtola's EX up, which gives me a stone, which is incredibly relevant and useful. And oh my god, that damn high turn rate. Everyone on the team is sitting there HP plussing, and so turn rates are pretty huge. If you use an ability that has a high turn rate, you're gonna get turn. I should have realized that. And so now I'm looking at it and trying to decide between them. But for sure the best, A has less health, but I also don't want A to clock Y'shtola. And yeah, I mean, that's how much of a sliver they had left, that it was that into Rem's EX to shave. And yeah, I wish I could leave my reaction here of the noise that I made. Honestly, this commentary was so bad. So yeah, I want to thank Mino, Chris, and Mark for TCC podcast, and even and working with Macnell, who runs the Call to Arms for these TCC challenges. I haven't done a TCC challenge in a while, and so this was one of the ones that I was sort of dead set on doing. I had some time, and I loved using some of my favorites. Serah and Y'shtola and Rem, all three of them have been really fun for me to use. So for me to use all of them was a treat. So hope you all enjoyed the run and my commentary. This is at least better than what I would have given you before, and hope you are all safe and healthy. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a great rest of your weekend.